Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of JALEN Says. Thank you for coming. And today, this is going to be a great interview with Mr. Jerome Indahousemedia Dorn.
Wow. Hey, Jalen, how you doing?
Great, and yourself?
I'm doing
Jerome
fine. I'm doing
Indahousemedia Dorn.
Yes. We in the house. Hey, Jalen,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Great, and yourself?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
I'm sorry, I have a ton of echo going on. And it's going pretty great, but thank you for coming on. And can you tell the audience a little bit of the stuff that you do?
Well, there's a lot of sides to this. Basically, I have a media company, Indahousemedia Media, and wow, what basically it's a full service media company. Can you get that? Hold on, cancel. Okay, there you go. Basically, it's a full service media company. We do most of the big award shows, the NAACP awards. We do the BET awards, BET Hip Hop Awards, Soul Train Awards. Basically, you name it. The platform is also used to open the doors of opportunities for individuals that's trying to get into the media industry. It's just an open house. It's like a house. It's like a family. You know, once you become part of In-the-House Media, you're part of the family. So, yeah.
Nice.
In addition to that, we do short films. We have full service photo opportunities, headshots, reels, whatever you need in the media aspect. We also have a public relations and marketing branch, which is Next Level Promotion. So it's a family of individuals that's doing things just like yourself. You come in and help every now and then.
Thank you for letting me be on a bunch of these things. Truth, Voters Initiative. Wow, you're doing a lot of things. And let's get back to photography, short films, and all of that stuff. So did you start with photography?
Yeah, I started back in 1970. I was in Vietnam, and I was part of a special ops team, and it was my job to do an aerial flyover and take photos of the area that we were going into. And prior to that, I had no experience with a camera, didn't know what I was doing, didn't know an f-stop from an aperture, but it was my job to do it, so I did it. And when the photos came back, it was like I had this natural ability with the camera. So it's been me and the camera ever since.
Yes. So you said you had to take pictures of Vietnam and all of that stuff. And what I heard, you were a U.S. Marine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes, I was. A lot of people, to describe it, a lot of people know about the Navy SEALs. Well, each branch of the service have their own what they would call special operation unit. The Navy has the Navy SEALs, the Army has the Green Beret Special Forces, and the Marine Corps has what is called long range reconnaissance. So, and our primary job was to go behind enemy lines and gather intelligence information and any other mission that they might think we need to do that we could do. Basically, we worked in the 8-man teams, and we were self-sufficient. We would go out for 4 days in the hook, which we call 4 days in the hook, and we would be self-sufficient behind enemy lines for that entire 4 days.
Wow. So what was it like being in the U.S. Marines?
That kind of at that point in my life, that kind of made me in order to do what I was doing in the Marine Corps, it took like 52 weeks of schooling. I mean, I went to jump school, I went to scuba school, I went for communications, for medical, um, weapons. It just took 52 weeks of school. And so during the course of that, here I am, this little young teenager out of North Philadelphia. I just began to learn things about myself. The Marine Corps, going through basic training, had instilled that discipline in me. So I think it was one of the best things that happened to me in my life, because it gave me some structure, it gave me some direction. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, did you ever meet some long-lasting friends in the Marines?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. In fact, one of the last of them, he just passed away last year, and we were childhood friends, and he was the reason that I was already in the service, and he was the reason that he went. I was the reason that he went into the Marine Corps. So yeah, and during the course of that time, I also did some time in the Army, and I've established some friendships that are still active today.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for your service.
Yes.
Obviously, thank you. And would you tell any advice to kids that want to be in the U.S. military?
Well, the advice I would give is, it's a good opportunity. Um, if you decide to do that, you need to take advantage of the things that are put before you, because I've seen a lot of guys just come through the military and just do the time. While you're there, go to school, travel, um, learn about other people. And anything that you do is you have to put something into it to get something out.
Yes.
So yeah. If you don't, even if you didn't want to make a career out of it, I still think it's a good opportunity. The one thing that I always tell people that I find that going into the service is, try to get a job that if you decide not to stay in, that you can bring those same skills out as a civilian and make things happen for you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was the most proud moment you had as a military Marine or Army veteran?
The proudest moment, wow. Because I've in the course of my military service, I've had the opportunity to do and accomplish things that you read about in the book. I think one of the things that when I was a diplomatic courier, um, that was really exciting for me. Another incident, being in the military, I was into sports, I was into boxing, and I
Nice.
had an opportunity to coach international team for 2 years. Um,
Wow.
the military training that I've been had a school. I'm jump and scuba qualified. I have a
Wow.
rating as an underwater photographer. So it's just so much that I can't really say like this is that moment. But being a diplomatic courier kind of stands out. Yeah.
Briania host or Briania ABFF host.
But wow. So, what is your most favorite time doing, underwater photography?
Say what? Say
What
that
was
again.
your favorite time doing underwater photography?
Well, actually, I had and I went to school, a civilian school, which was approved by the military, but I never really had a chance to work as an underwater photographer in the military. But I have worked with underwater demolitions. Diving and setting explosives on bridges and things of that nature. So, yeah, I like to blow up things.
Wow. Well, so you also went to school for criminal justice.
Yes. Yeah, that was my major after I got out of the military. I've worked it in the state, military, state, federal, county. I had a state police commission in Massachusetts. I was an instructor on the state SWAT team. I left there and I went to the Department of Justice. And at the Department of Justice, I managed to get a lot of special assignments. In fact, most of my career with the Department of Justice, I worked on special assignments. I had an opportunity to meet some individuals that, you read about and you see on TV, like one individual, Carlos Leader, who was the number 2 man from the Medellin cartel. Just when a lot of these individuals, they have characters in these mob movies. I'm talking about real mafia hitmen and that type things. So it's just, me and you sitting here talking about it, kind of, because I did these things and it was like, okay, this was my job, I'm doing it, okay. But now that sitting here and thinking about it and talking back and question on it is kind of like, wow,
Yeah.
I get that. Did I do that kind of thing going on? Yeah.
Well, I have a question about that, but before that, did you have any ideas of becoming a lawyer?
No. The job that I really, really wanted was, and I had an opportunity to kind of work it a little bit, was air marshal. So, and well, several of them, air marshals. I wanted ATF. I wanted to be a regular U.S. Marshal, but life took its own, direction.
Yeah. So you met a lot of people, as you just said. Who is someone that you really want to meet? It doesn't matter if they're alive or dead.
Well, Barack Obama, even though I had an opportunity to meet him, I didn't have that meeting, like, and Michelle Obama. Let me see who else I would like to met that I haven't met already. I think right now, I think them 2 are the top of my list. Yeah.
Nice. And speaking of them, you also got to be in the White House too.
Yes, I actually was a photojournalist there for both former President Obama's term. So it was like it was kind of like I was living at the White House a little bit. Yeah, that was a great experience. That was a great experience to be a part of the White House, just to be there and to capture some of the events that I did there. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did it feel standing beside the podium in the White House?
Man, it's like I'm supposed to be here, man. That's just like you supposed to get there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be here. It was just, I guess for me, I don't look at things, I guess, the way a normal person would look at it. So I as a profession, and everything that I do, I try to be professional. So as a professional, it's my job to come and do something. I'm going to come in there as a professional and operate as a professional. And like I say, a lot of times I don't realize the things that I've done or accomplished until incidents like this, where I'm talking to someone and they're asking questions and I'm like, okay, yeah, wow.
Jenny Dorn.
Yeah. So, yeah, you have to scoot. I'm going to have calls coming in. I just recently lost my sister, so people are going to be calling, but they can You know, we're gonna work that out. Okay.
Well, we've been praying for your sister.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So
Jenny Dorn.
that's. I'll just tell him I'll call him back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you're also part of Heat Seekers International.
Yes.
What is that?
Heat Seekers is International is part of program that we had up at Radio One, Hot 107.9, where we bring in um, independent artists. We'll take them into the studio. We'll listen to their music. We'll critique their music. And that was the first portion of it. The second portion, we would do a Facebook Live show where we would bring in some, veterans in the music business. We would have like Jermaine Dupri, Snoop Dogg, or whoever was around at that time. And they would come in and, just give some music business information, let them network with the independent artists if we brought one of the artists onto the show at that particular time. Right before the pandemic, one of the things that we found that one of the things we found that a lot of these artists don't realize that they're a business. All they want to do is perform. They don't know about branding. So we were in the process of starting a sort of like a boot camp where we can bring these artists in and teach them the things that they need to know prior to just going. It's more than just going up on that stage.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, you've been doing a lot lately, and a lot, but where do you see yourself in 5 years within the house media and your personal life?
Sitting back in my rocking chair. Sitting back. I'm at the point now where I'm really ready to not give up within the house media, but put somebody else in the forefront. I think it's that time. New blood. We need new blood. New blood always keeps it moving in in the direction it's supposed to go to. So I want to do more behind the scenes. Like even now, I'm doing a lot of promoting. My goddaughter owns a property, and we have a lot of events scheduled out there. So I'll be, working with them in promotion and marketing, stage, whatever we need to do, and even promoting my own events as well. Yeah.
Now, how did it feel when you were first starting in the house media and you're just starting to get into it?
Well, actually, in the house media is not something that I set out to do. What had happened was I just relocated back to Atlanta in 2011, and as a photojournalist, I had a reputation. So whenever I go to a new city, I'll go to the local newspapers and say like, "Hey, look, I'm in town. Uh, are you using any uh, freelancers?" And most times I'll get work. But in the meantime, I just started finding stuff myself that I would go attend to, stuff that I knew would be newsworthy. And I went to an event here, the Black Women Film Network, and they were having their luncheon. And I met a young lady there who was a reporter, and she didn't have a photographer. She needed photos. So being the person that I am, I gave her some of my photos. I ran into her again, and same thing. She needed photos. I gave her the photos. Come to find out, she was with NBC. So through her, I was able to get a contract with NBC. We were working a publication called The Griot, which was actually MSNBC, which is NBC. But we were the only major news outlet that was covering these events here in Atlanta. But moving along, I went out to LA. I did the Soul Train Awards, and Jet Magazine used 15 of my images, and I wasn't satisfied with the money that I got for that. So I said, if I'm going to slave, I might as well slave for myself. So that's when I started Indahousemedia. And the name came from previously in another life, I was in the music industry, and I had a music production company, what was called Rome in the House Productions. So I just kind of did a word play with that and changed it from music to media.
No.
And Indahousemedia was born. And it just, because people knew that I was previously with NBC, it wasn't hard for me to start getting access to other things as Indahousemedia. So, and it just grew and grew. And like I said, none of the things that has taken place with Indahousemedia was something that I sat down and planned and say, well, we're going to go in this direction. We're going to go in just that direction. I just took the path and stayed on the path that was presented to me from the Creator, because all things come from above. Yeah. That's how we met. We got you. It wasn't something we sat down and say, hey, let's go get JALEN, or JALEN say, let's go get Indahousemedia. We just came together and everything worked out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what was your life like growing up?
Growing up, well, statistically, growing up, I'm not supposed to be sitting here talking to you. I came out of a rough area in North Philadelphia. Back then, you know, it was the gangs and the drugs and, you know, gang warring. And I saw my friends were either going to jails, getting strung out on drugs. So I wanted the out. But growing up in Philadelphia, the area where I lived at was really, really exciting for me. You know, the things that happened where I lived at, the things I was able to see, the friends that I had. Yeah, it was definitely, you had to have something going on for yourself. During that time, boxing was my outlet. And you know, Philadelphia is a big fight town. So at an early age, I went into the gym. But even prior to going into the gym, I was, you know, like, we had this thing where we do the slap boxing and just the body punching and that kind of thing. But I eventually moved into the gym and amassed a pretty good, you know, I was again, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed, but I was a natural. So, but I was lazy. I didn't like to train. I really didn't like to train, but I ended up with a 98-11 record with 56 knockouts. So that's, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what was your dream job growing up?
My dream job growing up, the law enforcement, everything that I did in law enforcement was kind of like fulfilling a dream, you know, because I gotten into law enforcement in order to help someone. Because growing up in Philadelphia, I had a young white police officer help me. He actually, this young man actually lied to the judge on my behalf. So, and that impressed me. And since the time that he did that, I always wanted to be in law enforcement. And I didn't just want to be a regular cop on the street. I wanted I wanted something different, you know. A crime scene investigator was one of the things that I was kind of focused on. But when I thought about it and realized it was a little late in my career, and it was like I would have to start off from the beginning with a 4-year degree, and I just wasn't ready to do that. So I just, as I traveled in that profession, I would volunteer for special assignments, and I would always volunteer for the hardest assignment, and people noticed that, so that enabled me to rise through the system. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice. So after COVID's over and more things start to open up, what are your plans?
What are my plans? Well, right now we're getting ready to do a casting call for a couple short films we're going to work on. Again, I want to do more promotions and more films, more behind the scene type stuff. I'm really not an upfront person. I like being behind the scenes. I like making things happen. I'm more of an organizer type than, yeah. But yeah, I think, putting I have 2 short films, actually 3 short films under my belt already. I want to do more, excuse me, and
Question.
possibly do a feature film.
Nice.
Yeah, but I like the aspect of promoting concerts and promoting shows and just the whole thing from setting it up to the actual where you actually see the show.
And who's your biggest inspiration for what you do in life and in the house media?
I'm gonna have to say it's my children, my family. You know, being able to leave some type of legacy for them. You know, that regardless of where you come from, you can accomplish it. Who would ever thought? Young buck from North Philadelphia, in the White House. Or just doing what the celebrity things that I do, or meeting all these different people, and the one thing I need to say is, like, in your travels, that nobody's bigger or better than anybody else. Okay. We all have a purpose here.
Yes.
And one of my favorite sayings is, the whole world is a stage and everybody plays a part. So you just have to know what your part is, and you'll know by the comfort, you'll know by the accomplishments, you will know. And just stay in your lane, do what you do, have respect for other people, and it'll happen. I'm glad to see that you're doing what you're doing. And is never, I want you to know, it's never a problem. If you ever have a question or need to reach out to me, you can call me at any time. I'm always going to be here for you, regardless of what happens. So, and I normally reach youth like yourself through entertainment and through sports. So, and I think that's my, more than anything else, that's the greatest thing that I'm leaving, that I was able to touch some people's lives, and see that some kid had a chance to do what he fulfill his dream. Yeah.
So if you could say anything to uh 13 or 15-year-old self, what would it be?
What would it be? No matter how hard it gets, never give up. Keep it moving. It's not as bad as it seems. You know, a lot of times we take situations and look at things, and we don't see the bigger picture. We have to look for the bigger picture. You know, because knowing what the whole picture is
Yeah.
help you find it. You'll be able to define what you're doing, who you are, where you're going. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. So, what are your hobbies besides in the house media?
Well, hobbies. Um, I would, besides in the house media, um, I really doing nothing besides in the house media. But sporting wise, I fence, and that's something I'm working to start back doing, fencing. Um, Reading, I'm an avid reader. I'm, I don't, I have one of the readers, but I for some reason I like having a paperback in my hand to read. Um, oh, that's about it. Reading, fencing, yeah. Traveling, of course, yeah.
Nice, nice. So, how do you fence?
How do I fence?
Yes.
What
How
do
do
you
you like people fence, and how do you fence?
people fence? What do you mean people fence? I mean, fencing the sport with the
Yeah,
swords.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I well, again, being left-handed and I'm a natural at it. All the sports that I excelled in use the same motor skill: boxing, swimming, and fencing. So it's just a continuation of one sport to the other. But I don't know. I can't how I fence. I fence real good.
nice, nice. So, what was your hardest challenge in fencing?
None, none. There was no challenges. When I was in high school, my first year fencing, I came out number one in the city. My second year, I was number two, and my rival from another school. um, on any given day, we would beat each other. And he went on to college, and I seen later that he was the NCAA champion for like 4 years straight. And I always say if I was there, it wouldn't have been like that. So yeah. But he chose to go to college. I chose to go into the military. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, who is your hardest rival in boxing?
Um. Uh, if I remember correctly, his name was Angel Herrera, and he's the guy that Sugar Ray Leonard beat in the Olympics. Yeah, when he's the guy that Sugar Ray. I fought him twice, and he was my biggest challenge. He was my biggest challenge. Yeah,
Did you beat him?
beat him once and I lost once. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's still pretty good if
Yeah.
he's now in like the Champions League and stuff. I mean, you're doing pretty good, sir. Pretty good.
Well, thank you, thank you.
So, is there any other sport that you have an interest in doing, or other things?
Um, no, I think that was it. I've had a pretty interesting career, sporting career, in all the sports that I participated in. Um, Even swimming, so yeah, you know, I just right now, I don't, I'm not going to say I lost my competitive edge, but I just want to do it so that I can do it, use it as a relaxing tool.
Nice. Nice, nice. So, is there any other career path or any other skill that you want to learn?
Nah, I have to say that I had a pretty eventful life, and in terms of living life, in terms of career wise. So no, I right now I just want to kind of like provide opportunities for individuals like yourself, travel, and just being able to share my experiences with other people.
Yes. So, what is your most funny moment in life?
My
Like,
most
yeah,
the
the
most
funniest thing.
funny moment, the most funniest funny moment in life. Okay, wow. Where are you getting these questions from?
So, this is gonna be a good one, huh?
Yeah, the funniest in life. I'm gonna say it was kind of like I was on a ship, and it was swim call, and when they do the swim call on the ships, it's supposed to be a net when they let the sort of a door down to let the water in to fill up. Somebody forgot to put the net up, right? So we already the water rises up and fills up, and we all stand around ready to jump in the water, and we all jump in the water and realize the sharks in the water. And you know how you see on them cartoons where people just jump in the water, then they just jump out the water? Well, that's how it looked to us. Yeah.
Wow. So, did you see like a shark fin?
I didn't see him, but I got out of there. I ain't want to see him. Yeah. But soon as we all jumped in, somebody said shark, and we had like jumped right out the water.
Like, this water. Wow, this water is actually warm. That's pretty. Oh my God, it's a shark!
Shark, yeah, yeah. So yeah. Then another time, I was I was in Massachusetts, and we were jumping. It was a parade, and a lot of times when they're they have us as a demonstration skydive. So we're supposed to land on a parade field, right? So I see it was my turn. I jumped out, and I see the field pass me by, and I'm passing by and passing by. I come over some trees and some telephone poles, and I'm in the housing area, right? So when I landed, I came down, and there was some kids standing there watching me, and they was like, "Oh," right? So when I landed, right, I was like, "Ta-da, Superman!" That was pretty funny. You had to see that. You had to
Wait,
be
so you
there.
actually landed on your feet?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yeah. It's
impressive.
well, no, because it's with the type of parachutes they have, even at that time, is very easy. You don't, for safety purposes, military jumping, you don't want to land on your feet. But I also sport dive, and the parachutes are quite different, where I can actually flare the parachute to come down slow enough where I can actually stand on my feet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know. JALEN.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
Well,
yeah.
what are your plans for the next next month? Because I know you very much stay busy.
Yeah. Well, and the thing of that, I have stuff that come across my desk, and we put it on a calendar. Um, Shout out to my calendar person. You know who you are. Yeah. We're trying to keep the calendar together, but a lot of stuff come at the last minute. So, and I really try not to plan. I just try to stay prepared. And that works. Yeah.
Nice.
Staying, always be prepared.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So, what was the most exciting moment that you had with In the House Media? Like the craziest or funniest?
Mm.
And then we'll get to weirdest.
Okay. I I think the funniest thing that one day I was on at the White House, and when I walked in the room, everybody was like talking about, "Hey, Jerome in the house." I said, "Jerome in the house." Yeah. So I think that was a pretty, because it just kind of like took me
By surprise.
by surprise. Yeah. I never expected that, and coming, being there and doing that. Yeah. I think the really that, covering the White House during both his terms was really, um, it's an experience you can't explain, and it's an experience that, if you haven't done it, it ain't going to be done, because it's not going to happen like that. Him being the first Black president, and and me coming from where I came from, it just like, I'm actually working on another book,
Wow.
and it's called From Dust to Industry. And I chose that title. I chose that title because we come from dust. Where I come from, I would say I came from dust. And moved into industry, whether it's the media industry, the entertainment industry. I've managed to incorporate several different industries during my tenure doing what I do.
Yes. So, what was the weirdest moment you had within the House Media?
The weirdest moment?
Or in just life, to be honest.
Well, the weirdest in the House Media.
Or in life.
In life. The weirdest moment in life. I can't say, because there's so much that you should have sent me these questions before so I had to think about them.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing in life.
It could be a pizza from the sky.
I don't look at things as being weird, or because I'm a true believer. Everything that happens for a reason, and most things that happen was put into place way before we became into existence. So things just kind of just like follow, work itself out, work its way out, and just come into existence as it naturally should come into existence. So, I'm very accepting of different things that normal people really wouldn't want to accept or couldn't accept, and that came from my travels in life. The people that I've met. And again, I've met some very interesting people. some of the people I met, you only read books about them, you only hear about them,
Mm-hmm.
that type thing. So yeah.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you never saw pizza fall from the sky and follow you home?
A what fall from the sky?
So you never had a pizza fall from the sky and follow you home?
No, but I followed somebody that had a box of pizza home.
What type of pizza was it, though?
I don't know. They ain't let me in. I was standing outside knocking on their door.
Man, it must have been pineapple then.
It must be. Yeah, I ain't like pine. I can't see fruit on pizza. No, I don't like that.
I was just joking with you, man. I love pineapple pizza. I was just wondering how you would respond to it.
No, I don't like. I don't like fruits and nuts on pizza. No, no.
Nuts on pizza. I don't like nuts in general, so
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so speaking of food, what is your favorite food?
Seafood.
I
Seafood.
just got my first crab cake today.
You what?
I just had my first crab cake today.
Okay. Okay. How'd you like it?
I mean, it was a crab cake. I mean, I don't know what I would expect.
You didn't know what to expect. Okay. So
I mean,
next time you go get a crab cake, get it from somewhere else different, and then compare them, because there are crab cakes and then there are crab cakes.
there's crab cakes and there's crab
Yeah.
cakes and there's crab cake, man.
Crab cakes. That's right. That's right, Jan.
Yeah, but I'm not sure which one I got. I'm not sure if it was a crab cake, or a crab cake, man.
Okay. Well, see, if it was a crab cake, then you would have known by the taste. Okay? You could tell by the taste.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let me ask you a question now.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Where I see myself in 5 years is hopefully having a TV show. Hopefully having a very big kitchen.
Yeah, I understand. I understand you like to cook.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully a
So
well,
backing up a little bit, right? So
hopefully able to drive because I'd be 16 by then.
so tell me about your little cooking experience.
Oh, my cooking experience. Okay, so I have a question for you now, but
Okay, there you go.
my cooking experience, it was good. I got invited to be in MasterChef Junior sometimes. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But how's your cooking experience? Are you able to
Oh,
cook?
I'm great. I'm great in the cook. I'm great in the kitchen.
Nice.
I was cooking. I was head cook at a restaurant in Philadelphia while I was in high school. So I learned to cook there. Well, I actually learned to cook at home. You know, my mother made sure all of us knew how to wash, iron, cook, and clean. So, but yeah,
Yeah, so
I
what is your
made,
favorite dish to cook?
huh?
What's your favorite dish to cook?
Anything. Like I say, I'm just, now at this stage in my life, I have to want to be in the kitchen. Okay. Uh, but I can cook chicken. Most times for the family during the holidays, I cook the turkey and the ham. I can make potato salad. I can cook stuffing, whatever you name it, I can do it. I like I said, I had a profession as a cook for a minute. You know, yeah. Short order cook, full service cook, um, grill cook. Yeah.
Nice.
Fry cook.
Fry cook.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what is your favorite grilled item?
Huh?
Do you like a burger? Do you like some hot dogs? Do you like some grilled steak, salmon?
I'm mean with them ribs on the grill.
Ooh.
Okay. My ribs don't need no sauce. Okay.
But the real question is, do you add the sauce?
No, you don't need it. You know what? You might add it if you need it. If you don't need it. But see, some people they so used to putting sauce on their ribs that this, that's what they do. In reality, you don't really need it.
True. I mean, someone could eat ribs the same way if they haven't been introduced to A1.
Yeah.
But now they're introduced to A1 and they can't stop putting it on their food.
Yeah. I don't like even A1 steak sauce. I don't use it on my steaks. No.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. So you said you like seafood. What is your favorite seafood? Is it crab, lobster?
Lobster, crab, scallops,
mussels,
snow crabs, mussels, clams, oysters. Yeah, you name it. You name it. I like it.
What about fish eggs?
Caviar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had enough of that when I was a diplomatic courier. I would, as a courier, I would fly from the United States to like one of the NATO countries, like France, England, and I would fly first class. And that's when I really got a taste of caviar, fish eggs. Yeah.
I never had caviar in my life.
It's a treat.
It's an expensive treat.
Yeah.
It's an also taste like, oh, I spent like $100 on caviar. Hopefully I'll like it.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's not an allergic reaction that I don't know of because I never had it. Let's find out.
Are you allergic to shellfish?
Nothing anymore, which I am glad of. I am not allergic to wheat, corn, and allergic to water either.
Okay.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah. So.
How did I get muted? I do not know, but we have a comment. Do you think 57 steak sauce is better than A1?
I don't know. I don't use either one. Hey, Karen.
So you do not use any steak sauce?
No steak sauce. I'm a seasoning kind of guy. So when I cook and when I'm preparing, I'm using the seasons that I feel will best bring out the flavor of whatever dish I'm cooking.
Nice. Nice. And I have a plan for the last couple of minutes of this episode. So why not? Do you want to do a little improv?
Okay, let's try and let's see what you're talking about. Okay.
Okay. I'll make a subject. You're coming to Good Burger.
Huh?
I will be the employee and you're coming to Good Burger.
Okay.
Welcome to Good Burger, the home of the Good Burger. May I take your order?
Yes, I'd like the super duper special, please.
The super duper special?
Yes. This is Good Burger, isn't it?
Boss, we got the super duper special. And would you like that maximized or minimized?
Max it. Max it out.
And add all the pan grease from the fries. Well,
yeah, because I like that grease running down my elbow.
And make it extra greasy.
Extra greasy.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
We have them again.
Do you have double pickle eggs?
Yeah, double pickle eggs. And
Okay, I
do
need
you want
6
a
of
good
them.
shake?
I need 6.
Do you want a good shake?
No, I need the bad one.
Oh, you need the bad shake.
Yeah,
Okay,
I need the
okay.
bad shake.
He's back. He wants a bad shake.
Okay.
Hey.
Why are you whispering?
I think he knows. Well, thank you for coming back again for your 10th time this.
You want to give me back my card?
Yes, sir. And
Okay.
that charge would be since it's a deal, it's $10.
No, I asked for the $5 fill up, didn't I?
God, he's back. He's back. Oh, sorry. That deal expired 5 months ago, but we can get the
I
manager.
got it on my Groupon.
Okay, manager.
Gosh, I don't know about these people here.
Where you all? Hey, my
Yeah,
friend.
well, I have my Groupon ticket here, and you're telling me that I have to pay $10 for something that costs $5. I really don't understand what kind of business that you're running there, and I'm about to take my business someplace else.
Well, as my favorite customer, you're definitely my favorite one.
Okay.
I'll give you the special $4.99 meal. How about that?
Okay, wrap it up.
Okay. Let me get my employee.
And throw in some corn chips.
Corn chips. He wants the corn chips. And will that be all?
That's it. I need 6 straws.
He wants the 6 straws. And thank you. And come back again. Come back
I
again.
ain't going nowhere. I'm eating here.
God. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. And by the way, oh yeah, your Groupon expired like in 2019, man. That was 2 years ago, bro. You need a new one. But thank you. And can you tell the people where we could find you?
On all social media platforms, just go Indahousemedia. That's INDAHOUSEMEDIA. On Facebook is actually Jerome Indahousemedia Dorn. On Instagram and Twitter, Indahousemedia.
Nice. And is there anything you want to say to the audience before you get off?
Yeah. I just like to say to everybody out there, we just came through a real troubling year, and we lost a lot of people during the course of that time, and I just want to acknowledge those that made it through, and give my regards to those that didn't actually make it, and just be the best of whatever you're going to be. Be the best, do your best, and that's all you can ask for. You can't ask for anything more.
Well, thank you for coming on. And can you stay in the back room a little bit while I do my outro?
Okay, stay in the bathroom. What?
Stay in the back room.
Okay, well, send me back. You got to send me there.
Okay, I'll send you there.
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you.
All right, thank you, JALEN.
Thank you, and thank you to the wonderful audience out there in the audience. Thank you for coming on, watching this. Yes, I did give him the corn chips from yesterday. Thank you for coming on. Thank you a lot. The support is incredible. Like if you haven't already, subscribe, and thank you guys a lot, because it's been over a year when I'm doing this, and it's just pretty incredible. And if you guys want to donate, it's $JALEN says on Cash App. It supports us a lot. Let's do more live shows outside, boxing, fencing, scuba diving, just watching Mr. Jerome. and it just helps us do a lot of our stuff, and it helps us a lot. And Jalen Says TV, now live for any content creators, whatever you do. If you do media, photography, piano, cooking, interviewing, whatever you do, it's incredible. It's on everything, and it's so cheap. It's on Fire Stick, Samsung TV, Apple TV, iOS, Apple Android, basically everything, and it's so cheap. It's cheaper than basically everything on the market, and it won't have this Jalen Says TV marker down below. It'll be your own show. Have your own marker. It'll be your own show, and it's gonna be incredible. And thank you guys a lot. Subscribe, and stay tuned to the next episode.